Is that okay?
Hi, I'm Desiree Anderson, and welcome to Tattoos, Marked for Life. Ever wonder why so many different types of people get tattoos? Military personnel, professional athletes, musicians, and now teenage girls. And what kind of tattoos do people get? Are they symbols for what they want to be or what they are? And when did all this get started? Did you know that tattoos were found on the mummified body of an Iceman from 3300 BC? And what kind of problems do people have when they get tattoos? The tattoo removal business is now a big business. As we visit the process, the reasons, the complications, implications, and devastations. Tattoos, marked for life, or are we? Today we are on Venice Beach. It's a beautiful day out, and we're at the S&S Tattoo Shop with Takis, and today he's going to be getting a tattoo, his very first tattoo here, done by the artist Hopeless, and we're going to see what the process is like to go from start to finish in the process of getting your very first tattoo. So tell me a little bit about the selection process that you went through deciding on what tattoo you went, because there's so many tattoos here to choose from. It must have been hard for you to choose one.
I mean, just looking, you know what I'm saying, just browsing and see what you want. I mean, sometimes you look and see what you want, so about to cross with wings, that's what I really wanted. What that means to me is like an angel, like looking over me, and hopefully good luck look over me.
Hopeless has been in the corner. He's been sketching out the artwork that he's going to be using to place on his arm. Now you're getting the tattoo here on your left arm, right?
Oh yeah, yes ma'am.
Yes ma'am. I don't know about the ma'am part. So this is the tattoo that you are looking at getting. And of course this is what he's sketched so far. And this is going to be the finished product. Not all of it, but just this right here, which is still pretty big size. Did you think that you were going to have a tattoo that was this big when you came in here today?
Yeah.
Yeah. So take us through the basic process of getting a tattoo from start to finish.
Normally it all starts from an idea. I need somebody to come in with what they want, whether it be visual proof if they do the research, or if they come in with an idea and give me time to draw it up for them. Once I get the drawing the way they want it, we make a stencil where we place it on the body. And sometimes I actually just start with nothing and just, depending on what it is, you know, just go have fun with it. You just start with the outline, basic outline, and then you do the shading and the color. You always start dark to light and always outline first unless it's a no outline tattoo. Me, I went through an apprenticeship for a year before I was allowed to tattoo. Cross-contamination instead of just taking a kit home and trying to learn on your friends. You know, that way you have somebody in the business telling you exactly what to do. You got a heads up on stuff, you know, what to do, what not to do, what's wrong, what's right, what's clean.
What does it feel like?
It's like somebody just pinching you.
Yes. It's like a minor irritating pain. It's annoying more than anything.
How do you make sure that the utensils are clean and sterilized?
When I set up to do a tattoo, I do my little speech, and it's pretty much, I show them that the needles are fresh and sterile, they've never been used before, and I show them that the tubes that I use have been sterilized in an autoclave. I open everything in front of them, I set everything up in front of them, so they watch everything. So they don't come in with it already all set up, ready to go, and don't know where it came from, if it was clean, used, or what. As you can see, there's a little bit of swelling. You know, the skin gets a little irritated when you get a tattoo, and right now it's a little shiny because it has a little ointment on it. But this is pretty much.
What does the ointment do? Does that protect the skin?
It pretty much keeps the skin smooth and it keeps it soft, so that way it doesn't get too irritated right now. And if he bleeds, it keeps the blood from coming out real bad.
How much does a general tattoo like this cost?
Generally, something like this size with a detail, you're looking anywhere from about $150 to $200.
How do you know the difference between an experienced tattoo artist and maybe one that's not so experienced? How would you recommend finding the right tattoo artist for you? You
need to find out how many years they've been tattooing, make sure they have a portfolio with some of their most recent work in it. A lot of artists will have their old stuff in it and nothing new, and it's because they get to a point where they just stop and they don't go any farther with their artistic career. So, you know, make sure it's recent, make sure it just grabs your eye, gets your attention, and make sure it's an artist that you connect with. So you're comfortable and you're more relaxed instead of sitting there with somebody and you're nervous the whole time because it's not going to come out the way you want it.
Might have to come back and get the clouds back.
Oh yeah, we can definitely add that on here. You can do a sun coming out.
You can always add on extra at any time, and it won't show in any like discoloration. It will always match.
Once whatever you add heals, it'll all be the same.
What was the process like for you? Did it feel painful, or was it okay, bearable?
It was good.
It was good.
It was good.
Hello, Anthony.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you? I'm Dr. Kaplan.
Good.
Today we are at the Tattoo MD Laser Clinic. Tattoos have become very popular, not only here in the United States, but across the whole world actually, in different cultures and communities. What have you noticed in tattoo removal, and what is the reason that people normally come in for the removal?
Well, with tattoos becoming as popular as they have, they say that maybe a quarter of all people are tattooed these days. And in Los Angeles and other metro areas like that, I assume it's even higher. So naturally, as with anything, there's always going to be some people who are dissatisfied with their tattoos, just like with anything else. And unlike clothing, the problem with tattoos is that they are so hard to remove.
Right, so it's essentially a little bit more of a process than actually going to get the tattoo. Getting it removed is somewhat of a big deal. It's in sessions, is that what I hear?
Right.
It's not a one-time thing. You come in, you get it removed, and you're done.
I wish it were that easy, but it's definitely more involved than that. First, we make sure that there are no contraindications to the person getting the tattoo removed. We have to make sure that they have no medical conditions or other problems that would make us worry that they wouldn't have a good outcome. So if they are on heavy-duty medications or they have a problem with their immune system, those may be reasons for us to not want to treat them. Aside from that, we take a photograph of the tattoo, we put on some numbing cream, have them sit with that for at least 30 minutes, and then we're ready to treat. It definitely takes at least several treatments for most tattoos. Some tattoos you can get lucky with. They may be very faded, they were amateur, they're very light, and they may come off in just several sessions. But some tattoos that are very dark are put on by professionals, maybe multicolored. Those can take many sessions, a dozen sometimes or more. Some tattoos are multicolored, and for those multicolored tattoos you have to use colors of laser light that are specifically effective against those colors of tattoo. And unfortunately, for certain colors, there's an overlap with melanin, which is present more in darker skinned people. And so in darker skinned people, certain colors are just not a good idea to remove because it may leave behind a white patch. There are different kinds of composition of ink. Some inks are organic inks, such as India ink, and other inks may contain metal oxides. Metal oxides are much harder to remove than organic-based inks, such as India ink. And so, unfortunately, most people that come to us don't know what kind of ink they have, and we let them know that there's a chance that it could be much harder to remove than other tattoos. We never know unless we actually try. Also, the amount of treatments is based on the density of ink. So generally, sleeves and backs are done by professionals, and professionals are very generous with the amount of ink they use.
What are some of the things that you've seen people get removed?
The tendency of the people that come to a private clinic such as ours is we have a more higher-end clientele. You see more pictorial tattoos, some military tattoos. You will see some names. X's names definitely are a popular tattoo to get removed. But just the thing that we see most often is some kind of picture, something that someone used to like a flower or an animal, and they just think it doesn't represent them anymore and they want to get it removed. So I hear that you're here for a tattoo that you want removed.
Yeah, I got one for fun a long time ago, and it's just the fun has served its purpose. It's time to get rid of it.
Do you have any questions about the process?
Well, since it's on my stomach, is there any sensitivity areas that are different? Like tattooing, you get a tattoo on your stomach, it's going to hurt more than your arm. So is it the same process with lasers?
It's true, and there are certain parts of the body that are less sensitive than others. The lower stomach is pretty sensitive. The upper arm is not that sensitive. Fronts of the thighs aren't that sensitive, but the ankles are very sensitive. Okay. So that's one of the more sensitive areas, but we will put some numbing cream on there. Okay. And we'll also use a cooling air blower that will take away most of the pain. So you should be pretty comfortable. Afterwards, we'll put some healing lotion on, and you'll be good to go. see how it turned white?
Yeah.
There's a little micro air bubbles under the skin. That goes away after a couple minutes. Okay, one more pass. Here we go. This will be less uncomfortable. All right, just make sure I didn't miss anything.
I understand that you have a tattoo that you're actually in the process of having removed yourself. Is that right?
That's right. That's right.
And can we see that?
Sure. It's right here. It's actually very faded now.
What does that say?
It says TattooMDLA.com. That's TattooMD is the name.
Hey, good advertisement.
Clinic, yeah. And TattooMDLA.com is the website. And I started getting this removed about a year ago, and I've had a total of 8 sessions on it so far. So it's very faded, but as you can see, it's not completely gone.
Right.
Certain letters are moth-eaten and barely there.
Right.
This tattoo is originally black and red, and there's 2 little spots of red that are still left, and most of the red is gone.
That's not from scabbing or
No.
scarring. Okay,
No, that's
actual pigmentation.
tattoo color, yes. But as you can see, there are some areas of lightening of the skin, which is not a big deal in someone who's light skinned like I am.
Right.
That's where the red was removed.
Now, did you get this tattoo for the sole purpose of knowing what it feels like to actually have a tattoo removed?
Yeah, for many reasons. I wanted to know what our patients went through. I wanted to be able to vouch for the process myself by attesting to my own experience. And I just wanted to relate to our patients better. To show that it can be done.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kaplan, for joining us today. And you guys can check out his clinic. It's called Tattoo MD Laser Clinic. Be sure to check us out. We're in Los Angeles, California.